Hello YouTube. I'm back again with another tutorial because a lot of people wanted me to explain how I draw my paws. So I thought it was time to make a video about it. As you can see, I started with two basic shapes. This one is kind of like a hoof from the front. And this is a little triangle shaped one. This will be the side view and this will be the front view. I'll be explaining the front view first. Why this? Why not a straight line? That's because the middle toes are slightly bigger than the the outer ones. So you'll just start to like divide it in four. As you can see, we already have a basic shape here right now. Then you will just make individual circles for the toes, like that. Here we go. Now you can see it a bit better. This is a very simple way, of course. It's not very realistic, but it's really good for starters because paws have a lot of details. I'll be explaining that later in this video. But if you're not very advanced in drawing canines or wolves or whatever, this is a good start for you. As for the pole that's attached to it, just start from the outer toes and work upwards. Here will be the wrist, and then it will go up again. Good. Look at that. It's a little paw. So it's far round right now. Give it a bit more shape. Maybe make the upper bits a bit more triangle. And connect this a bit more. So, like that. You can give them little nails. And it will look just fine. The paw pads. Just make a little line where the paw pads will be. This will be the place where the paw pads will be. Like that. And you have a little paw. Here you go. Wasn't that hard, was it? As for the side view, I think I will be starting with the leg first because it will just easier to see. From here, you will just go upwards. And here you start at the far end. And just follow upwards too. Like that. So here will be the ankle or something. And then the leg will go up. You want two toes as for the side view. So one bigger toe, which will be placed here, and one smaller toe. Like that. So you will just make the paw around the circles. Just like I'm doing here. Round it up a bit here. There you go. Now you know where to place your toes. Like that. Good. Looks quite good for a beginner paw. Give it little nails. Small paw pad. Like that. Something that's very important that a lot of people forget is that the front paws, just like our hands, they have thumbs. But as you can see, they only have 4 little toes. The thumb is placed inwards, just like our thumbs. It's on the inner side. So say this is his right paw, then the little toe will be placed here. So they don't stand on it, but they still have the toe. Just look up references of dogs or something. But I think it's important that people know where to place it, because if we just make this basic paw here. There we go. So this is a basic paw. So here will be his belly and his neck. A lot of people tend to place the finger somewhere up here. That's not good, since here is his wrist. Here was the paw I explained. So it's not on the outer side, it's on the inner side. So if we make this the inner side, like that, the paw will be placed right here, underneath the wrist, not above. Remember that, people. It looks quite simple. It's just a little circle. Give it a little nail like that. There we go. So that's the inner side, and the outer side doesn't have it. The back legs don't have it. That works different. So if you want to add a bit more detail, I can explain. I'm not a professional artist, and I haven't studied paws, but a lot of people seem to like my paws, so I'll just explain it in my style. Let me just start here. Zoom in a little bit. That's it. We'll have our wrist here. I'll explain a view with where you see 3 of the paws, except so you don't see the outer one, the smaller one. You just see the 3 big ones. I usually just divide my space in 3. I can always edit it later on. There we go. That looks good. I tend to draw my nails a bit more realistic. I don't give them pointy ends, because if you look at dogs, they don't usually have those too. The nails are on the bigger paws are a bit placed inwards, so quite close together. I tend to give it a bit more texture around here too. Yeah. Look at that. I'm sorry if the quality isn't that good. I'm trying. Good. So this is how I draw my paws. Little paw pad here. Let's go to the inner side. The inner side of the paw can be hard, but you just have to practice a lot, because you will understand how it works, the anatomy of the paw, if you draw it more. I really experienced that, because everyone has trouble with paws in the beginning, and if you just draw them and draw them and draw them, look at references, look at other people's drawings, how do they do it, you will learn from it. It's not copying, you shouldn't copy it, but it's always good to see how people draw it, because you will get an idea of how it works. It will help you, really. Let's just make his little paw hanging down here. So we want it to be like this. So his thumb will probably be somewhere here. Then we have the smaller toe, a bigger toe, another big toe, and a smaller toe. Like that. It's not that hard. Just draw the paw around it. Don't forget the paw pad here. Let me just erase some of this. Where did I leave my eraser? There it is. Just make it clear. Good. So the paw pads will be around the place where you place the circles. And this one is just his thumb. Give it little nails. Look at that. Looks great. Just practice. I say just always start with a basic shape and use the circles. A lot of people think they can do it without those circles. I've had that period too. Just don't do it. You think you can do it without the circles, but really, if you're drawing a head, draw the circle first. It will just help you understand more what you're doing. It's not that you're not experienced or that you can't actually draw without them, because you probably can, but it will cost more time and it would be better if you just use it. So use your basic shapes. Especially when drawing paws, it's very important that you use the basic shapes because it will just help you realize where the paws and the toes are placed. Just use the 2 big circles and the 2 small circles for the paws. The basic shape, just like I did before with this one. Just first make it like this. It would just, you can already see how it's, how it's bent like that. Where the wrist is. And then you can just fill in the rest. Paw pad, paw pad, paw pad, paw pad, toe, 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 paw pad. Look, you have it. That's it. You just need to understand the basic shapes. If you have trouble with that, just stick with the first ones I drew here, the simple ones. Once you understand that, you can draw from references. Because really, people, there's nothing wrong with using references. A lot of people think it's copying. A lot of people tend to think bad about them because I can draw without them, and if I can't, it will be bad for me. I will be useless. No, it's good to use references. You learn a lot about references. Look up a picture of wolf paws and just draw it. You'll be like, I didn't know it would be placed there. I thought I knew, but I didn't. You'll just learn new things. As probably some of you already noticed, I skipped something. It's a little puppet. I don't know what it's called. It had a name. And it's placed, I thought, around here. All front paws have it. It's a little black puppet. Yeah. It's got names. But you know, I'm Dutch, so I can't really translate that to English. But if you just look up references of paws, you'll just see it there. There are also enough tutorials on DeviantArt or things like that, which are very useful. Use them. There's nothing wrong with using them. So yeah, this was our little paw tutorial. You can leave a comment of what kind of tutorial you want to make me or want me to make for you next. Something that you miss, something that you really like that I do. I'll be drawing a head tutorial the next time. So just for the details of the head, how I do them, uh, just some basic head anatomy, and if you want anything else than that, just comment. I hope it was useful. Please read the description. If you have any questions, read there first. Maybe your answer is already there. And good luck with drawing. If you have any question, you can always comment or note me. So yeah, good luck drawing.